That is the biggest argument that people have all the time, Road Glide versus Street Glide. Well, I'll tell you why I bought the Street Glide over the Road Glide.
Do I have any regrets choosing the Street Glide over the Road Glide?
But I can't keep tires on this motorcycle as it is now because I keep doing stuff like this. You never know what's going to happen. Might be something happening already.
I got the wrong way.
All right, guys, so it is a beautiful day, an absolutely beautiful day, and I'm out on the Street Glide. It's been a while. I got my shirt tucked in. I look weird. I got my shirt tucked in because it just blows all up. But anyway, it's been a while since I've been on the Street Glide, and I wanted to make this video. So today's video, I'm going to be answering this question. Should I have bought the Road Glide instead of the Street Glide? And do I have any regrets? So let's get into the video.
So, do I have any regrets choosing the Street Glide over the Road Glide? First, let me show you around the motorcycle and then we'll go for a ride and we'll talk about it. This is my 2019 Street Glide. You know what, let me get it off the tripod. Let me show you around the bike. One of the main things you can see on the bike, it has all LEDs on it, all Custom Dynamics LEDs. Shout out to Custom Dynamics. And what you hear is the oil cooler fan running. I'll get into all that on the ride. This is a 2019 Street Glide Standard. It started out life as a 107. I've done all this stuff to it. It has a 124 kit on it by Zipper's Performance, D&D exhaust, LePera kickflip seat. I have 15,000 miles on it. So I've ridden this motorcycle from here to California. Here is Knoxville, Tennessee, by the way, all the way to Daytona. I've been several places with this bike, and it's built for me. Now that you've seen my Street Glide, let's go for a ride, and I'll tell you if I have any regrets buying the Street Glide instead of a Road Glide.
Let's talk about the Road Glide versus the Street Glide. Do I have any regrets? Before we get all the way into that video, I want to make sure that you saw some of the videos that I made a while back ago. That was Road Glide versus Street Glide, a couple of Street Glide test rides, a couple of Road Glide test rides. That's when I had the 2014, and I was trying to decide if I was going to go with a Street Glide again or change over to a Road Glide. So I was riding the bikes to try them out. So if you haven't seen those videos, make sure you go to the playlist and take a look at those videos. By the way, I just took the camera off because I'm just going to one. The two cameras, that's just too much work. So the Road Glide, guys, is a nice bike. It's a real nice bike. I'm gonna tell you all the positives about it before I get into if I have any regrets on this bike. So the Road Glide is an extremely nice bike. I like the way the fairing looks. Well, the outer fairing. I like the way the outer fairing looks. I like the way the bike's set up. I like the two headlights in the front. It feels like you do have a little bit more room on a Road Glide than you do a Street Glide. It does. I have to admit that. Now, from here back, the bikes are completely the same. From here forward, they're different. The thing that separates a Road Glide and a Street Glide is the front fairing. And that is the biggest argument that people have all the time, Road Glide versus Street Glide. Some people like the fixed front fairing, some people like the batwing fairing. Now, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to Harley-Davidson, this fairing that I have is the batwing fairing, and it is fork mounted. That means your front forks holds the weight of the fairing. The fixed fairing is frame mounted. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm good. I guess everything's good. So the fixed fairing, now that is frame mounted. Turn the handlebars left or turn it right, the fairing still stays straight. Biggest argument that people have is that that is the better fairing, just because when they're out on the interstate, the fixed fairing has the ability cut through the wind, where the batwing fairing, such as this one that's mounted to the forks, it has the tendency to shimmy a little bit when you get beside big trucks. Now, I said it a little bit. Some people really want to play that up, and we're going to get into that. So I stopped here to take a picture for Instagram. I just love that picture right there. Somebody painted on the wall. I'm gonna get this picture and then I'm gonna get back on the motorcycle. Listen, it is a difference. It's a difference between a fixed fairing and a batwing fairing, but it's really not that big of a deal. You know, some people, I think, like to take something small and just blow it up to the point that if you don't know any better, you would think it's a major problem. And I can promise you, it's really not that big of a deal at all. People like to blow things up, like to make a big deal out of nothing. By the way, this donut is delicious. Hot now signs on. I've had this motorcycle on all types of roads. I've been on back roads, I've been on the interstate, I've been cross country on this bike, and to tell you that the fairing is a major deterrent from buying this motorcycle because of being beside a truck and it may wobble, false. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't ride a street glide like you ride a road glide because the way the fairing is mounted. Okay, that tree done fell down. I've been beside big trucks at high speeds. I've been in strong winds out in Kansas, Wyoming. Hasn't been that big of a deal riding a fork mounted bike. So some people like to just overplay things and say it's a huge deal. It's a little bit smoother, a little bit, not much. So if you like a street glide and you like the way a street glide looks, buy a street glide. Don't let that deter you. I guess you're asking me, if the road glide is a little bit smoother, then why did you buy the street glide? Well, I'll tell you why I bought the street glide over the road glide. This right here, the inner fairing. I like the way the inner fairing of a street glide looks better than the inner fairing of a road glide. You spend, well, I guess 100% of the time on your motorcycle looking out that way, and I just didn't like the way that the road glide looked. I love the way the road glide looks from the front, from the side, every angle but the rider view. That to me was just weird. I didn't like that. That's why I chose the street glide. Would it have been cool to have the double headlights? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that would have been cool to have. So let's talk about that. The road glide is a great looking bike. You cannot deny that. It's an awesome looking machine. And it has some advantages that the street glide doesn't have. One of the things that the advantage over the street glide is if you're trying to build a performance bagger. I think so. This is my opinion. Now, this is a performance bagger. It's a very mild build on a performance bagger, not mild on power, and I have suspension. I have things done to it. For instance, I have the O-leans in the rear. I got the back of the bike lifted up 1 inch, so I got the 13-inch in the back of the motorcycle. I haven't put the front cartridges in yet. Those are on the way real soon. If I had a road glide, here's my plans, what I would do if I had a road glide. First of all, I would jack the rear end up. I would put O-leans all the way around it. Being able to have risers and straight bars across the bike, I think that looks cool. Anything that's going to make it handle any better, but I just think it looks cool. If I had a road glide, I'd have mine like that. I wouldn't have stretch bags. There's a lot of things that I have on this bike I wouldn't do. I just feel like you could make it a better performance bagger than you can a street glide. Now, my street glide is the best of both worlds. I can tour long distance, and I still have the power to roll in it and then act like a hooligan when I want to. But the road glide, to me, as far as performance baggers, seems like the road glide is king for performance baggers, and mainly because the way the bars are. Now, I've seen a guy with T-bars on a street glide. You know, they look more at home on a Road Glide than they do a Street Glide, in my opinion. It's pretty cool that you can put them on a Street Glide too, but they look more at home on a Road Glide than they do a Street Glide. I think that the Road Glide makes a better performance bagger than a Street Glide. And also like the two headlights that you have in the front, which is really cool looking. Now, with what I have, the adaptive headlights, they don't make two adaptive headlights. I've only seen that on the Street Glide, so that's a huge plus. So I would be losing that if I went with a Road Glide. A Road Glide comes with an LED headlight, and the Street Glide still comes with a halogen headlight. Now, I told you, as I said, I like my Custom Dynamics headlight. I'd change everything to Custom Dynamics anyway. But I do like that it has two lights. I think, especially riding at nighttime, having two headlights, brighten everything up, shining the pathway in front of you a little bit more would be beneficial than just having one, especially with the stock halogen headlight that I had on this Street Glide. My goodness. If you're still riding with that, guys, as soon as you can, get you a Custom Dynamics headlight. Seriously. It'll make a world of difference. To answer the question, no, I don't regret buying my Street Glide. Not at all. Now, I bought a Street Glide Standard. If you didn't know, this is a Street Glide Standard. And it came with a 107. Now, do I wish it would have came with a 114? Do I wish I would have bought a Street Glide Special because it has a 114? Nah, I mean, I'm good. I like the black and chrome. Well, and I knew I was going to do some performance upgrades anyway. Now, but if I had the 114, I would have went up to a Zippers Performance 128, and that would have been awesome. But I can't keep tires on this motorcycle as it is now because I keep doing stuff like this. The Street Glide, I like the bike. There's so many other things that I plan on doing with this motorcycle. So if you are new to the channel, you want to hit that notification bell and the subscribe button, because I have a lot of things that I'm going to be doing to this motorcycle in the upcoming weeks. And you know what, I'll say this, guys, I'm sure you probably couldn't see me because of the sun. Now the sun's directly in my eyes, but there is room for another motorcycle in the garage. You never know what's going to happen. Might be something happening already. I'm not going to say. You'll have to keep watching to find out. But the Street Glide is an awesome bike. I have no regrets about that motorcycle. Who knows what the future holds. But the Street Glide, it's not going nowhere. And I have no regrets for buying it. So the final conclusion is, I have zero regrets of buying this motorcycle. I'm glad that I bought the Street Glide. I told you, there's room for another motorcycle in the garage. Does that look like that's shaking to you? No, I'm not beside a big truck, but... So, anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. I'll be giving a review on this motorcycle. I've had this motorcycle a while now. With some of the upgrades that I've put on here, people ask me about all the time what I think about it after I've had it for a while. I'm going to be reviewing this Arai helmet. Well, you can't see it. The Arai helmet that I'll wear. I'm going to review the Lepera kickflip seat. I'm going to be reviewing the Olin socks. So all those things that I put on the motorcycle, I'm going to be doing a review on. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please, if you like videos like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified. And if you want to see behind the scenes videos and pictures, go to Instagram and follow me at Real Traveling Talk. That's at Real Traveling Talk on Instagram. All right, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day.